Watch Compas on the beat, man. Derwin James signing off, man. Watch Compas on the beat.
Dan and Dago here, and I'm still flying, oh so high off that electrifying victory in Kansas City. That game had everything. Justin Herbert versus Patrick Mahomes. It was like one of those Clint Eastwood westerns where he's staring at him, and guess what Patrick does? He flinches and bada boom! Herbert takes him out, and we come home with the W. Heck, even a dislocated shoulder that was popped right back in like it was nothing. I'm talking about you, Derwin freaking James, a friend of the show. What a freaking warrior. I'm so hyped. I feel like the ultimate warrior. I wish I had some ropes right here. I could just start shaking like crazy. But I'll let the compas break down the game. No one does it better than them. And they were live from Arrowhead Stadium. I can't wait to hear their barbecue stories. Fernando showed me a picture of his barbecue meal, and oh boy, was I hungry. I was like Ryback. I wanted him to feed me more. So stick around for another exciting episode of Compas on the Beat, filled with stories from KC and analysis of Week 4 in the NFL. The Compas will even discuss some WWE and some boxing. They do it all. They're warriors and gangsters, to steal a few words from my head coach, Brandon Staley. And don't forget to subscribe to Compas on the Beat on YouTube and turn on notifications. Also, subscribe to Compas on the Beat on Spotify, Apple, and Google Podcasts, where you can listen to all their game previews and recaps. The Compas are also on Instagram. Make sure to follow for all the latest news and info. But now, let's get to the best damn podcast in the universe. Play the music, Nando!
Welcome to Compas on the Beat. I am Fernando Ramirez, Chargers beat reporter for Sports Illustrated, and with me, as always, my co-host and tag team partner, Gilbert Manzano, Chargers beat reporter for the OC Register and LA Daily News. What's up, bro?
Fernando, I'm a little surprised you didn't introduce yourself as Fernando Ramirez, star of episode, is it 3? All In, Chargers. You were the star of the show on the YouTube channel. You're a YouTube sensation. You're like Logan Paul, Jake Paul, and I saw you watching that Chargers All In. You were giddy, man. You knew you killed it. You knocked it out the park, man. So come on, give yourself some hype, man. You're the star.
No, we killed it. We did a good job on it. Yeah, I mean, you were in it too.
All right.
Yeah, no, I don't know if I outshined Tony Romo and Matt Money Smith, but definitely it was a lot of fun doing that. I mean, it was really cool when I was able to do that play-by-play where Derwin sacks Patrick Mahomes. I didn't know that they had gotten that, and I was like, oh, cool. Like, and then they do a play-by-play with the Jared Goff interception where Derwin gets his first interception. It's against Jared Goff, so that was pretty cool. I mean, it was a cool moment. They had me in there for about an hour and 15 minutes, and we were joking around, laughing, having fun. So it was a lot of fun doing that. And I mean, to see us on there, like it was a pretty fun moment.
Yeah, no, Fernando, I can't say this, but Tony Romo was your backup. He was your backup quarterback because
that's true.
They introduced you for a Derwin James segment. You were doing the play-by-play, and then right after you was Tony Romo. You were like Dak Prescott. You stole his spotlight. What's going on with that, Fernando? I'm sure that was cool to see you and Romo back to back.
It was. I mean, the funny part is that, I mean, I do remember all the stuff that happened when he was drafted, when his first season, everything that happened. I don't know how. The one thing I was surprised about though was my mom and my brother pointed it out. They're like, how did you know that was DeAnthony Thomas that he was running that route against? And I'm like, I don't know. I just remember it was DeAnthony Thomas and he knocks it down and everything. So that was honestly pretty funny. But no, it was fun. I mean, getting to relive all that stuff because Derwin has kind of been the heart and soul of this team, and you know that, and you can just by looking at it. I mean, you know that's when the Chiefs we're going to talk about KC and everything, but on Sunday when he went out with the injury for a little bit, that's when KC started making kind of a run before halftime, and they made it all the way down and were able to kick a field goal. But Derwin means so much to this team, and you really get a sense of that, and that's what I've noticed through the years since he's been drafted. I mean, Jalen Ramsey's talked about him. Other people have talked about him, and they said, hey, this guy could be the next best safety. And I literally feel like he's this season he's picked up where where he left it back in 2018. But yeah, no, doing the All In. I mean, honestly, like if it was just a one-off, that was so much fun. If they call us back and ask us to go back on it, I'm all for it because it was so much fun being able to jump on it.
Yeah, I was gonna say something about All In a little bit more, but I just remembered, man. How about Joey Bosa yesterday telling us that Derwin had his shoulder pop out? It was dislocated. He went to the locker room, popped it back in, and came back into the field. So that just shows you the type of person, warrior, as Brandon Staley called Derwin James. Man, that's tough. Because if I had my shoulder pop out, I don't think I would be able to play anything. I'll be probably in the back screaming. So no, I think it was a good timing for All In Chargers to have that episode of Derwin James and how he came about, and then have that big game against the Chiefs. And for me, I wasn't the star for you, like you, Fernando, but it was kind of cool to see that they kind of gave my story some play, because my Derwin James feature before the season was about, okay, we know this guy is a freak athlete. He could do so many things, play so many positions. Where did he kind of start that? And that was my story, was going back to high school, and they were asking me about him, being a wrestler and playing basketball, and it was kind of cool to retell that story, because that was a fun story to write, to get to know Derwin James on a different level. So to kind of get to share that on a YouTube series was very cool.
Yeah, no, definitely. And I mean, I think you showed up first, so that's why I was like, oh, there we go. Like, it's funny. We're gonna paint the picture. Both of us were still in the media center, and we were writing and getting our stuff out of the way, because I mean, obviously we wanted to go to KC and have some fun and chill out and not have to worry about, oh, hey, we have to write, we have to do all this other stuff. So so Gilbert and I were in the media center on Friday, and I saw the tweet from the Chargers, oh, hey, we just dropped the episode. So Gilbert and I, like little kids, go and we start watching where each of us were in it, and we were screen recording and everything. And I was like, dude, that was pretty, and like both of us were like, that's pretty awesome. So Gilbert went first, and that was pretty cool that they had him go first with his story and about Derwin playing basketball and wrestling and everything. And then obviously they pick it up where he was drafted, and I said, like, I thought he was the steal of the draft. He literally fell into the Chargers' lap, and if you redrafted now, he probably would have been top 5, top 3. So that was a lot of fun. But Dr. Bosa also said that Justin Jones will be out this week. He'll be practicing this week. He'll be out on the practice field this week.
I got that. Yeah,
I was pretty. You should have asked him about Joe Reed, and maybe he could have given you that breakdown too.
Probably. No, you need guys like Joey Bosa to tell you who's going to play. So Justin Jones, I guess count on it on Monday Night Football.
Monday Night Football. It's going to be fun. But before we go to Monday Night Football, Gilbert, are you sick of me already, or like you've been seeing a lot of me lately? I don't want to overload you, because I mean, I've never heard any complaints, but you seem to be the only person that complains.
Oh yeah, from other people. Yeah, I complain a lot.
Nobody ever complains about spending too much time with me except for you.
I am sick of you, man. I don't get you sometimes. Like, we come from these long road trips on Mondays, and you're still like texting every group text, or you're like texting me. I'm like, leave me alone. I'm about to go take a nap after this travel grind, and I just kind of just check out.
I didn't sleep on the plane. I didn't sleep like when I got home. I was doing stuff, getting stuff together.
I don't understand this, and sometimes it pisses me off. You know that, Fernando, when you have this crazy energy and you're just kind of like, I don't know. But overall, I had fun, being with you, and also Daniel Popper was part of the trio. Actually, it was kind of a foursome. Francisco Pinto Pancho from Chargers Spanish Radio Network, joined us, and I think that was probably the highlight of the trip, was us four going to Q39, really popular barbecue joint in KC. And I'm just glad that Popper got the reservation of Tuesday, maybe like 5 days in advance, because that place was packed, and we had to wait still a little bit, but it was worth the wait.
Oh my God,
that food was amazing.
Yo, some people were angry though in line. There were some angry people in line. Like, I've been here for an hour, and like, you guys still haven't seated me. I'm like, dude, thank God we have a reservation. Yeah, no, Popper was on it. He got the reservation down. And it was pretty funny. It was funny to me. So I get to KC about about 15, 20 minutes before Gilbert does. And I'm waiting, and I see Shelly Smith getting off the plane. Then I see Gilbert getting off the plane, Popper, and then Francisco. And I'm like, dang, did all you guys like get together and say, hey, we're all gonna we're all gonna get on the same flight out to KC? But that was pretty funny. But yeah, no, that place was packed. You could smell the barbecue. You asked around, everybody said Q39 is awesome. They sat us down, and I didn't know I didn't know what I was gonna order, but when Francisco and Popper both said we're gonna get the judge's plate, I'm like, okay, we have to get the judge's plate. And then what do we get? Like, we were all gonna order different stuff. And the lady's like, no, you guys have to get the pulled pork, the brisket, and the ribs. Okay, all of us got the same thing. Oh my god, it was so much food.
Dude, I couldn't decide which meat I liked the best. Like the pulled pork was really good. The ribs were flying off the bone. The brisket was, just so tasty. And then all the different barbecue sauces. Like there was one that was kind of a little spicy. I mean, I gotta have a little spice. Was the sauce I was going to. So it was good. I kind of threw you guys off when I got some steamed veggies for one of my sides. But we got everything. We got macaroni.
That was the only thing you didn't finish were the steamed.
I know, right? But we had a bunch of meat, and like we had baked beans and macaronis. I needed something that was green. But overall, man, the macaroni was delicious. By the way, it was a good time to kind of hang out and get to know Francisco a little more as well, and hang out with Popper. Like, and all four of us, because we didn't really get to travel together last year because of COVID, so kind of meet together. Yeah. And one group to extend the Compas, not just two. We got four. Was a good time. But for Fernando, I don't know. You want to shift over to the second day, because we didn't get enough of barbecue at Q39. Like after the Chiefs game, we went to Gates. Like people kept telling us that Gates was also good. So we got a lot at Gates, and I think we kind of overdid it.
We hardcore. Well, the lady kept on telling us order this, that, blah blah blah, and I'm kind of like, okay, and like we ordered way too much. I don't know. It was, what, I wanted to shout out something before though. Obviously we saw Nate Taylor from The Athletic. We had him on last week. I thought it was so much fun at one point that it was Adrian Garcia Marquez, Pancho, you, I, and Nate, and we were all just joking around, having a good time. Like, and we were there Nate was there with us for about a good, 15, 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Just shooting the crap. I'm like,
you know what I kept thinking, friend? I'm like, we should give Nate a chair.
Yeah.
He was standing the whole time, and I kept thinking, okay, he's going to say hi and bye. Because, first of all, I love going to KC because I get to hang out or see Herbie Tiopi. Hopefully I don't butcher his last name, but Herbie Chiefs beat writer for the Kansas City Star. I get to see him. It's really cool. But now we got another friend, Nate Taylor. We got to meet him in person. He was so cool. And I thought it was going to be a hi, nice to meet you, and walk away. But, when you have Adrian Garcia Marquez just, telling stories from Kobe days or back in the day, you're going to stick around and listen to Adrian. So I kind of felt bad that we never asked him to give him a chair.
Dude, that was so funny. It's funny. You know what I was thinking too? I'm like, we got to get this like going again when they come to for that Thursday night football. Maybe that Wednesday night we all get together, go out, eat some tacos, have fun, and kind of like swap stories like we were doing. But when Nate said, "Oh yeah, I come here fed," I'm like, and then it's obviously Hispanic Heritage Month or whatever, and they gave us barbacoa, some churros, some weird tortillas. I was like, you know what? F this. I grabbed nachos and I put the barbacoa on top, and I just ate that. Like,
happy Hispanic Heritage Month for you, huh, Fernando? With their
my god. Well, I'm para comida mexicana en mi casa. Like, I don't need that stuff down there. Like,
I don't know if that was barbacoa or whatever they want to call it in English. That was
pulled pork. I thought it was pulled pork with like some weird sauce in it. So
right, it was pulled pork without barbecue sauce, which made it worse.
Yeah, with some like some, it was different. You know what it was? You know what it was? It was the barbacoa from Costco. That's what it was. You know that packet that comes in Costco, the barbacoa?
It was really big, but no flavor to it.
Yeah, it was just weird. So that's why I put it on the nachos, and I'm like, well, at least the cheese and the jalapenos will give it some kick or whatever. But then I started choking on one of those. Gilbert, I thought you were gonna come and give me the Heimlich, and you just didn't care. You were just sitting there being like, shut up, dude.
Oh yeah, you were like, just choking.
The first one went the wrong way, and I was like, And the problem is that now you cough, and everybody thinks that you have something. I'm like, no, I'm just choking. Like, I felt bad. So But definitely that going back to the whole Gates thing. Yeah, no, Gates, that was way too much food. And the thing I told, the thing I told Gilbert is, and this might be TMI, but I'm like, dude, I don't want to get on the plane and have to go to the restroom. I'm like, I just want to make it to Denver and then make it to San Diego, and I'm glad I was able to make it. But yeah, no, definitely. What did you watch anything interesting on the flight?
Actually, I did. So, um, I'll get back to Gates in a bit because I actually did like it. I like the food. I was just too full.
Oh no, I
It was
liked it
good.
too. I was just way too full, like you said. And the lady kept on telling us, "Order this, honey, order this," and I'm kind of like, "Oh
Dude,
my god,
that little box, man, was just a big old box of magic. Like you open the
bro!" It
box,
kept on having stuff, and you're like looking in it, and you're like, "Oh my god, I didn't even see
there
this."
was fries, and there's like
So,
a bunch of like brisket under it, and a bunch of ribs. So if you want to kind of save some money, go to Gates because that box was pretty
oh
big. I
yeah.
think it was like what, maybe $20, might be less, but
By the
yeah.
way, real quick, we were watching the Green Bay Packer, the ending of the Packer 49er game. As soon as Mason Crosby was coming out for the field goal, like the TV said, "Oh, it automatically switched to Scott Van Pelt," and we're like, "What?" So we had to grab our phones and put it out there and watch Mason Crosby hit that game-winning field goal. But I was so disappointed in that. In that, I was like, "What?"
But the crazier part is that we went like right before they're about to close,
Yeah,
and then the lady, like, they want to leave, like the workers that work there, they want to get out of there, like kick you out, and like if you have a game on, you're gonna stay longer. So they
yeah.
like, let's turn off the TV, and she's like shouting at people, who turned on this TV over here, and the guy's like, oh, I told him to do it, and she was about to like chew them out. I'm like, I kind
Oh
of felt
yeah.
bad. I was like, like we wanted to watch the game. What's the big deal? But yeah, that was kind of crazy that they, as soon as Crosby's gonna go kick it, because that was wild how like at one point I was looking at Jimmy G celebrating a touchdown, he's always happy, and then 2 minutes later Aaron Rodgers is celebrating another crazy win like he always does.
Man, that was just crazy. But
Oh, the
whoa, so
movie.
what did you watch?
Yeah, so on the plane there, I mean on the ride to KC, the freaking Wi-Fi was off on Southwest, and yeah, like you mentioned, I had Popper on my seat. I mean, on my flight, I had to save Popper a seat, and that was a whole mission within itself. I don't know if you ever try to save seats for somebody who's behind
Oh
you.
yeah.
People lose
Yeah.
their minds, so that was kind of crazy. And then the Wi-Fi is a little spotty, so I started the movie Nobody with Better Call Saul. What's his real name? I forget. Something, I don't know, but the guy from Better Call Saul from Breaking Bad, uh, he stars in the movie Nobody, and it got really good. I started it, and then the Wi-Fi kind of crapped out. But then I started watching. I don't know
Oh,
why.
Bob Odenkirk.
Yeah, that's him. But then I started watching this movie with Thor. I forgot. I don't know his name either. He was in the movie called
Chris
12
Hemsworth.
Strong. Huh? Oh yeah, yeah.
Oh, 12 Strong is a good movie.
Yeah, so I started watching both of his movies because the Wi-Fi was crapping out, and I couldn't finish neither one. I was like, "Oh, like these movies are really good." I just started them. It was like biggest, tease ever. And then on the flight back home, the Wi-Fi was good, and I got to finish Nobody, which I highly recommend. It kind of reminded me of John Wick, but it was a little different, but it was really good. And then the one with 12 Strong, I kind of went halfway because that movie was longer, but I got to go finish that. My doppelganger, Michael Pena, was in it too, so it was cool to see myself star in the movie.
Oh my god. Yeah, no, definitely 12 Strong. I remember we watched it in theaters and I was amazed. I was like, "Oh my god, like all this stuff that happened or whatever." And I'm like, "Wow." Nobody I'd heard about it. I haven't seen it yet, so I definitely have to go
You
check
should.
that one out. But
What about
all right,
you?
let's transition
No.
now to one of your favorite topics. I'm gonna let
Yeah,
you take that one away.
I was gonna tell you, Fernando. Why don't you share what you watched? But then I was like, you know what? I want to hear critic Fernando. He is a tough critic, so you kind of got me lost on the movies because I want to hear what you think.
I actually didn't, so I was on United, so all I got was live TV. So I was
Okay.
watching Undisputed. I did it to like kind of try and fall asleep.
Oh, I was
Um
gonna say, what do you torture yourself?
well, yeah, but I was like watching it to go to sleep or whatever. And then the one segment I was waiting to hear was what they would say about the Chargers and about the Chiefs, and which we'll get to in a little bit. Don't think we're leaving that out. But then like they started like it was more them complaining about the Chiefs and well, whatever. I fell asleep during that segment. So then I woke back up and then we're talking about the Cowboys and I'm like, okay, I'm kind of over this. So I think I flipped over to Good Morning Football and I watched that instead. But yeah, no, it was interesting because Golden Tate was on it, so I was interested to see what he would say. He's like that guy Justin Herbert, that guy's a dog. And I was like, oh wow. So that was pretty interesting. But yeah, so all right, give it to me. Ask me.
All right, Fernando, you're developing this reputation where you're just a tough critic. You're not impressed by anything. You don't give anybody credit, I feel like. But now I'm sensing you might give some credit, but I don't know if you're ready to buy. So are you going to buy either the Raiders after beating the Dolphins going 3-0, or are you going to buy the Rams after going 3-0 and beating the Buccaneers? So are you buying maybe a share of stock, or are you going to just buy the whole dang thing?
I'm going to buy the Raiders if they're able to win on next Monday. If they win,
so you're not ready.
I'll buy a little part of it. I'm not right. Dude,
A little part of it.
They beat a little part. They beat
I'm already excited. Hold on, Fernando.
They
So
beat
you're
Jacoby
saying,
Brissett. Come on.
Wait, no, because you're saying you're ready to buy if they beat the Chargers, correct?
I'm ready to buy a part of it.
Okay,
I'll buy a little part of it. Yeah, yeah. I'll buy a little part of it.
You're saying if they go 4-0, all they get is a little part. Explain.
I've seen this before. I've seen it before in 2000. When was it? 2016 or 17, where the Raiders make it to the playoffs, and then Derek Carr gets hurt. Connor Cook has to come in and play the Texans. Texans blow them out. I've seen this. I've seen this before. I need to see more.
Fair, though? They lost their quarterback.
Okay, but they still lost. I don't buy anything until I'm 100% sure of it. I'm not anywhere near 100% sure on the Raiders.
That you just named a playoff team. For you to buy, what do you buy? You buying a legit contender, or you're not even buying a playoff team? What are we?
I don't think they're a playoff team.
Oh, okay, that's where we're
going.
No,
I think they're going to start getting into the hard part of their schedule, and I just don't. I don't know if I buy everything that they're selling, just because I think Derek Carr is a good quarterback. But what's going to happen if you get Darren Waller taken away? Like, I know they have Edwards. I know they have some good receivers. That offensive line, I'm still not selling. I know they have Josh Jacobs at running back, but who was the guy that it was somebody
Peyton Barber, but
Peyton Barber.
I don't know, Fernando. I know we were hyping Darren Waller and he's great and all, but Derek Carr's been spreading the ball around to Edwards and Hunter Renfrow. Like, it's not just Darren Waller and Ruggs. And Ruggs.
No, that Baltimore game, he threw him 21 passes.
Yeah,
but that Baltimore game. That's what I'm saying. When they play those good teams, where is he going to go to? And he's going to go to Darren Waller. So that's why I'm a little concerned when he does that kind of stuff, because he doesn't spread against Baltimore. He wasn't spreading it around. He did it towards the end, but like he was going just directly to Darren Waller. So I'll buy a little bit more into it on Sunday or on Monday if they're able to beat the Chargers, but I just can't buy completely in just because I just don't know. I want to see what this team really is. I don't know. I guess I'm just like one of these guys that like it takes a while for me to like buy into something and to actually say, oh wow, yeah, this team's really good. I can't buy into the Raiders yet until they really, if they can get going, then I'll be like, okay, I'm a little bit more impressed.
Okay, well, before we go to the Rams, because I want to hear what your take is, especially on Matthew Stafford. You and Pop are kind of going at it about Matthew Stafford, but I think with the Raiders, I am buying a stock. Maybe I'm not buying them for being for sure a playoff team, but I think Gus Bradley is doing a good job with Casey Hayward and that defense. They're getting better. They're getting pressure on the defensive line. That's something you haven't seen for this Raiders team. I know you keep harping on Darren Waller, but I think Derek Carr is spreading the ball around really, really well with a bunch of weapons. But their offensive line is suspect. That could be a problem. That's why I'm not really going to buy a whole thing, but I am going to buy some stock. And they were trailing pretty big early to the Dolphins and Brissett, so it took them a while to get going. So that could be a concern as well. But I keep telling you, man, the Raiders are going to be an issue. They're going to be a sneaky problem with Derek Carr. So I guess for me to kind of sum it up on the Chargers side, maybe I'll really start believing for real. I know the Chargers beat the Chiefs, but for real, you beat the Raiders at home. Maybe the Chargers are for real.
Yeah, I mean, and like I said, I'm not like crapping on the Raiders. I think the Raiders have a good beginning to this, but I've just seen John Gruden do it before. They start flaming out at one point when they start playing good teams. So I'm interested to see kind of what they're made of. But I think Derek Carr's having the best beginning to a season that I've probably ever seen him have. a couple of years ago, that year that I told you that he got hurt,
Yeah.
he was an MVP contender that year. So I just need to see a little bit more. Before, I feel like in this day and age, we follow too much into we buy teams and then they end up flaming out, and everybody's like, "Oh no, I didn't buy stock into that team." No, be 100% and say I bought stock on that team. They flamed out. Whatever, I was wrong. That's the thing. People don't like to admit when they're wrong. That's why I don't buy anything, because I'm waiting to see if it's true. If it is real, then I'll be like, "Oh, okay, cool, yeah." But I'm not gonna start right now for then later halfway through the season. Yeah,
So
no, it's just they're not the team that I thought.
You won't be technically wrong until you actually buy stock, until you confirm on the show that you're buying stock.
Yeah.
So
I'm
right now you haven't committed to anything. Okay.
I haven't committed to anything. I'm not ready to buy a ring, so I'm not going to commit to anything. So
all right, look at you.
I'm single for a little bit. I'm just going to see what's out there and see what's good. But I mean, like I told you, there's only 3 teams that I bought into, and I know that 2 of those teams are struggling. But they're gonna get it together at one point. I'm sure they're gonna play. They're gonna play even better. Huh?
Chiefs,
Bills, and Bucks.
Okay.
I never count Tom Brady out, no matter what.
Since we're going away from stocks, we're going into now relationships. Are you gonna start dating the Rams? Are you dating the Rams? Are you going on the first date?
So I was thinking about this on the plane ride back too, and I think the Rams have a good offense. I think the thing that concerns me is their defense. And I feel like their defense isn't what it was last year. And I know people are like, "Oh, well, they still have Leonard Floyd, Aaron Donald, defensive tackle Aaron Donald. They still have Jalen Ramsey, but it's the pieces around them. They lost John Johnson, they lost Troy Hill, they lost good players, and I feel like people forget about those guys, and those guys meant a lot to this team. I think the Rams are good. I think they're on that tier of almost being a contender, but I just need to see more. The thing is that we all like everybody right now is loving Matthew Stafford. Oh, look at Matthew Stafford. This is what happens when you have I don't care. I want to see what he does in the playoffs. I've seen Matthew Stafford have built big teams before, and he flames out in the playoffs, or he gets hurt, or something like that happens, which is out of his control because he's one of the toughest players I've ever seen. But I need to see more of it. Regular season to me really doesn't matter. When it comes to a guy like Matthew Stafford, regular season doesn't matter for me. I want to see what you can do in the postseason,
Fernando,
because I've seen what you've done in the regular season.
No, and I get that, but I'm trying to just decipher your levels of Raiders. For Raiders, like, they're not a playoff team, but for Rams, they are a playoff team. But you want to see something in the playoffs?
On the cusp. They're on the cusp of being a Super Bowl contender, in my opinion. Okay. But I just need to see a little bit. I need to see more from
what
their
you're
defense.
buying is for them to be legit Super Bowl contenders. You're not worried about the playoffs.
No. Wait. What about them making it or not making it to the playoffs?
Like, it seems like you already have them in the playoffs.
Oh, yeah, no, the Rams are in the playoffs.
Okay, I'm just trying to decipher the difference.
Yeah, Rams
between
are in the playoffs.
Rams.
The Rams are in the playoffs. The Raiders are not.
Okay, so but for you, what you're looking at, what you're gauging is, are you legit Super Bowl contenders?
Yeah, that's what
you're not there.
People are trying to see. People are trying to buy them as a whatever. I'm trying to see if
they're the number 1 team in the NFL right now.
No, they're not. They're not. I think you can throw on that defense. That's why I wish the Chargers played the Rams this year, because I'd love to see that matchup. That matchup would be a very good one, and that's what I kind of wish we could see, but obviously we're not going to. We get to see it next year with the Chargers being the home team at SoFi. So I'm just trying to see to what level can the Rams extend this to. I don't think they're the number 1 team, because I think the number 1 team changes week to week. That's the thing about the NFL. Every week it changes. Like if right now everybody's like, "Oh my God, the Chargers are so good because they just beat the Chiefs." Well, yeah, but I mean, it's a week-to-week league. Like, it's now, and it's funny. The Chargers know that. Austin Eckler was on the Pat McAfee show a little while ago, and he said, well, "Yeah, we beat the Chiefs. Okay, we have to go play the Raiders now." Like, that's the thing, is that some teams, I think, harp on, "Oh, hey, we just won a huge game. Now move on. It's time to start looking ahead." And the Chargers aren't going to have an easy matchup this weekend against the Raiders. It's going to be a tough one, but yeah. So I'll buy the Raiders as a potential playoff maker, whatever the hell you want to call it. And I have the Rams in the playoffs. I have the Rams right now as the top team in the NFC West. I don't know what the hell's going on with Seattle. Seattle, for some reason, blew a game against the Dalvin Cookless Minnesota Vikings. The Cardinal. There we go. Sunday, Cardinals Rams. That's going to be an interesting matchup. Can you stop a quarterback like Kyler Murray? Sunday's going to show me a little bit more about what I want to know about the Rams. I'm going to watch that game for sure because I want to see, can they stop a guy like Kyler Murray? Can Kyler Murray? Because right now I'm telling you one thing. Like I know that the Rams are playing obviously good football, but so are the Cardinals. The Cardinals offense has a reemerging AJ Green, who we have not seen in a while play this good of football. They have DeAndre Hopkins. They have some weapons on that offense. Now it's going to be which defense can stop the other. And I'm interested to see 99 JJ Watt. I've seen some plays where he's on the ground. He's not really getting all that much pass rush. So that's going to interest me this weekend. That's a game I definitely want to watch on Sunday. Gilbert is going to be Rams and Cardinals.
See, I feel like I'm ahead of you for both of these teams. I think the Raiders are starting to sell me on being a playoff team. The Rams are for sure a playoff team, but I am going to call them a true Super Bowl contender right now because in the NFC, it's just the Buccaneers and then the Rams. And then I'm starting to believe again in the Packers. They had to kind of sneak it out against the 49ers, but you look at the NFC, if you all you got to do is beat the Buccaneers, which you already did, I think you're legit Super Bowl contender to get to the Super Bowl. So I think the Rams for me are already there. And yeah, I have my concerns about Matthew Stafford, but this is a new different team, a new place, a new coach, and what he's doing with Cooper Kupp, man, they're lights out right now. And I'm gonna bet on Jalen Ramsey and Aaron Donald. But that's my feelings, Fernando. We got to move on. Speaking of buying teams, I am going now with the Chargers and Chiefs. And maybe I'll get some flack for this, but I don't know if I'm really truly sold on the Chargers because, like Austin Eckler, they kept it real. Same thing with Derwin James. We asked him, is this a statement game? He's like, it ain't no statement. We still got to play these guys again on Thursday Night Football. So what the Chargers did was really impressive. You beat Mahomes and his Chiefs offense, the 5-time defending AFC West champion at their house. Very impressive game. You are on the radar. Well, we cannot forget, though, the week before that, you lost to the Cowboys, a beat-up Cowboys team at home. You should have won that game. It could have been 3-0. I probably would have said I'm buying now. But like you mentioned, Fernando, it's a week-to-week league. Fernando, the Chargers have not shown they're consistent just yet. I got to see, maybe win 2 games in a row. But it was kind of ugly in Washington. You won that one. It was very ugly with the Cowboys. You lost that one. And it was still ugly with KC, but you won that one, and you had 4 takeaways, and you had a great performance by Herbert, and you still had to sweat it out. So I'm not ready, but if you take care of business at home against the Raiders, who have given you trouble in the last couple of years, I'm starting to believe for reals on this Brandon Staley team. But for right now, I'm house hunting, a different kind of term instead of stocks and relationships, and I'm seeing that Herbert house, and it looks pretty nice, but I don't know if I'm ready yet.
What did I tell you?
You're gonna buy. I could tell.
What did I tell you last week about this offense?
I know you say a lot of things.
No. Well, okay. What did I tell you about this Justin Herbert? I told you wait until the 3rd game of the season. That's when you're gonna see if he can turn it on. He did the same thing happened last year. The 3rd game is where against Tampa Bay is when he turned it on and the offense was able to kind of mesh. I think Sunday was a game where the offense started clicking. If the offense can click consistently and they move forward, then this team is going to be very scary, but I'm not buying yet. Like you said, you need to see consistency.
We're on the same page.
I'll tell you one thing, though. I was impressed by one move, and that was putting a slot corner in there and letting Derwin be Derwin. I was very impressed with Brandon Staley saying, my bad, we effed up. We shouldn't have put Derwin. I think that changed the game. That would have changed the game against the Cowboys. If they would have let Derwin stay at the safety position, I think that would have changed everything for them. And I think, excuse me, I think it'd be a different outcome. So I truly thought that was pretty impressive the way they let Derwin do his thing. But finally, you see a little bit of juice from the 2019 draft picks. You see a little bit of juice from Jerry Tillery, and you saw a lot of juice from Nas. Man, Nas was hitting. Nas was out there making tackles. If you notice on both fumbles, that Tavon Campbell caused, he was at the ankles of the opposing player. So Nas is getting in there. Nas is making plays. I know it's not the flashiness, it's not the 10 interceptions that you believe, Gilbert, but Nas is out
He's
there
playing
making
well
plays.
though.
I know he would have 2 right now. Wow.
Yeah.
So I'm very impressed by him. I'm very impressed by what the Chargers were able to do. And I told you, Gilbert, it's that bend don't break kind of offense or defense where you let these guys rack up the yards, but you do not let them score. I know the Chargers let them score 3 times in a row, but they came out with the victory. And Gilbert, you talk about they had to sweat it out. I understand they had to sweat it out and the offense clicked or whatever. But you have to remember too is that this is still that hardcore offense that can punch you in the mouth at any time. The Chargers were able to stop that punch in them. They were able to stop the bleeding at one point, and they were able to come back and win. I mean, the Chargers usually in past Charger games, the Chiefs take that ball, go down all the way to the 40-yard or 30-yard line, kick a field goal, win the game, similar to the Dallas Cowboys. Here on the road in a hostile environment, they were able to get the interception, bring it back, go down, score the touchdown, and they change their fortune. And now they sit at 2-1 with a chance on Monday. If the Broncos lose, I don't remember who the Broncos are playing, but if the Broncos lose, I think they're playing the Baltimore Ravens. If the Broncos lose to the Ravens and the Chargers beat the Raiders, now you have a 3-way tie for first place. So it gets interesting. But yes, I'm not sold on the Chargers yet. I need to see consistency. I need to see it against the Raiders and the Browns for me to be like, oh, wow, okay, here we go. But I need to see a little bit more consistency. But I was very, very, very impressed on Sunday by what they were able to do.
Yeah, and for me, I can't really buy because they did have to sweat it out because they had a lot of mistakes as well. Like they had a lot of illegal shifts that burned them at the end. Like it felt like the same week 2 nonsense with the Chargers. You could have put that game away, but you had an illegal shift. The Gabe Neighbors touchdown called back. You settle for a field goal, and you start looking at the clock. Oh my God, Patrick Mahomes, that's 2:15 for I think the the Chargers defense to bail them out with the Lohi Gilman. Pick. It's going to take a team effort, but this team still has a lot of things to correct, especially offensively. Having short fields helped the out too, so the defense stepped up. But then on the flip side, the defense got the takeaways, but they were still getting gashed in the running game. But you gotta, pick your poison, and they chose well. You want the rushing game to kind of be the one that kind of hurts you, because I was really impressed with how well, like you mentioned, Nas and Derwin were working together to limit the big explosive plays. I think there was maybe 1 or 2. They went for 20 yards. And like you mentioned, Tavon Campbell helping out in the slot, allowing Derwin and Nas to finally be that duo that we all kind of expected in 2019. It's funny when Chargers draft a high pick player, people just assume they're going to be great. And people are already assuming Nas and Derwin's going to be the next safety duo. Well, it took some time. 2019, 2020 didn't work out. And it's only been 1 game, but you saw the flashes of the potential of Derwin and Nas, and they were working well together. Derwin was helping limiting the big plays up top. They put a roof over the coverage, like Stady likes to say. And then Nas was playing like Derwin, like with the big hits and being fast everywhere. He didn't get the interception. So, they chose their poison well. They still have things to work out, and they kind of help out your point earlier, Fernando. Speaking of 2019, Drew Tranquil was a big spark for this Chargers defense. Playing at the line of scrimmage, being fast, being explosive, choosing the right angles on limiting the big yards. It wasn't big chunks because Drew Tranquil was flying everywhere. So a lot of potential, a lot of promise, but like we keep saying, consistency will be the key for this team. But what a big start to show that Justin Herbert, Keenan Allen, Mike Williams, Austin Eckler can be just as good as that prolific offense, Tyreek Hill, Mahomes, and Kelsey. And I don't know, Fernando, maybe I'm stirring the pot here, but with the Chargers having pretty much 4, you could count Jerry Cook if you want, having 4 or 5 good playmakers, the Chiefs started counting like, okay, you only got 3 over here. Maybe we have Clyde as a 4th. They went to go get Josh Gordon. Do you think that kind of woke them up a little bit to go get Josh?
No. I mean, can Josh stay off of? Can he keep his problems out of there? We haven't been able to see that. I don't see what Josh really does. I mean, hell, if anything, having Josh helps the Chargers out because you could just put Michael Davis on him. And this whole Michael Davis on, I shouldn't even get into that. We'll we'll save that for the podcast on Friday. But I don't
Write
think
it
it
down
woke
for
him
the
up.
preview.
I don't think it woke him up, Gilbert, because if you think about it, their problems aren't on offense. It's the defense. The defense is the problem. It's not their offense can score at will. The Chargers were just doing everything. See, that's the problem. People were like, oh, the Chiefs made mistakes. No, that was the Chargers causing those mistakes. They were the ones that, I mean, except for, I guess, the Asante Samuel interception, if people want to say that. But it took Asante everything to get that.
How do you not catch that?
Yeah. Well, no, it was behind him. The guy went like this.
He could have caught that. Fernando, you're the one that gave the rule. You had hands on it. You catch it. He dropped that ball.
Oh, but Nas supposedly didn't drop that other one.
I never said that. I listened to your
somebody
rule.
said that. No. But I'm saying like it was like the thing is that you have to remember that kid's a rookie. So that whole no look stuff, and I said this from the beginning, that he was getting away with stuff that he could get away with at the time. Times are changing. You're not going to be able to always get away with that no look crap. So I'm going to save most of this for the pod on Thursday. For Gilbert, are we having a special guest or what do you think? Yeah,
no, definitely. I have ties to Las Vegas, so there'll be I probably won't be able to. I don't know. I can't decide who it's going to be, so I might even ask a bunch of people to come on.
Ooh, that'll be fun. Yeah, no, I'm excited for that. All right, well, we're gonna save that we're gonna save some of this Charger talk for Thursday's pod. But now let's get to a game that is, I think, I'm excited, Gilbert, that we don't have to work on Sunday because we get to watch this. We get to watch Brady go up against the New England Patriots. He's going back home, a place that he was for 20 seasons. He was there. It's gonna feel weird, Gilbert, to show up, not park in your same parking spot, walk in and go to the visitor. I wonder if Brady's ever been to the visiting locker room in Gillette Stadium. It's gonna be the first time. So, Gilbert, give me one thing that you expect. What are you thinking? What do you expect on Sunday?
What I'm looking at, I think it'll be expected, but I just want to see the embrace between Belichick and Brady. Huh?
Or lack thereof. Embrace.
Yeah, I was gonna say that's the thing. We're like, I don't know if I want to expect that there'll be like a cold shoulder from Bill Belichick. Like you hear these stories about they didn't really end too well, and then Brady's trainers taking shots at Bill Belichick. Bill Belichick didn't treat Brady like a man or whatever. So it seemed like there's some bad history there. So, but I don't know, man. When you won 6 titles.
My bad. I was gonna say I just think he treated him like he treated him the same as every other player, and I feel like that didn't sit well with Brady because he's like, dude, I'm the superstar of this team. But you have to remember, like when Bill Belichick, remember when Jamie Collins was like, hey, I want a pay increase. He's like, oh, really? Next day trades him to Cleveland. So it's one of those things where Bill would say like, oh, you want to be the highest paid player in the league? Not even Tom is the highest paid player in the league. So I feel like that was kind of
thing. It was working for Bill, and I think
it worked for Brady too. They won Super Bowls.
Yeah, so I don't know. If you're Brady, maybe it gets stale and it gets boring after a while. So maybe it was a good breakup, but that's why I don't get why they're kind of fighting right now. So I'm gonna be curious to see how they look. But from the game, I think it's gonna be a blowout. I think Brady's gonna go there and dominate. He's gonna enjoy it, have fun. Because Mac Jones is not looking good right now. He's dinking and dunking. That defense, gave up a lot against the Saints. So I don't know. Two interceptions.
2 Gronk or Brady to Gronk touchdown.
And we forget Gronk's going home too. So that's gonna be another storyline.
I was hoping that the Patriots would do like what's the name? Bob Kraft would be like, we're gonna retire Tom Brady's number at halftime or something like that.
That would have been cool.
That would have been hilarious. But I really do think that it's gonna I think Bob Kraft is gonna embrace Brady. By the way, Brady on Sunday, 64 yards, and he breaks the all-time record for most yards. So it's incredible the way this is all set up for it to be in New England. I think he'll do that on the first drive of the game. He'll break the record. But my question is,
pause and applaud it. Like give him his moment.
Exactly. That's my question. Will they acknowledge Tom Brady,
the tribal former chief?
Yeah, exactly. Are they going to acknowledge him? What do you think?
They better. You got to stop that game. He gave you 6 Super Bowls, and the magnitude of this record. So give it maybe when Kobe was passing people in the points list.
Yeah, and teams were doing that.
They would take a break. So do that for Brady and acknowledge it.
I'm 100% with it. I really do think that they do need to do that, just because, I mean, come on, like, let bygones be by. If Bill and Brady have beef, screw it. Let them have the beef. Acknowledge him as the 6-time champion. But speaking of acknowledging Gilbert,
I
you know
knew
what?
he,
No,
what a
hold on, hold
transition.
on,
I
hold on,
knew
hold
it.
on. So you're saying blowout?
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Give me a score.
No,
I'll say
Brady, man.
42. I'll say
Oh my
42-21.
I was gonna say like 34-20, but damn, okay.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a complete blowout. I think it's gonna be bad. So I definitely see a blowout. But speaking of your tribal chief, Gilbert,
You're set
this
up perfectly.
weekend, Sunday, we were a little bit delayed just because, man, and we're going back to story time a little bit, but we got kicked out 2 hours and 30 minutes after the game was over. And like, legit, the guy had a watch on and he was telling us like, hey, time. So we left, and by the time we got an Uber and everything, it was about 45 minutes. So I wasn't able to watch. I think I no, actually no. I was able to watch the start of Extreme Rules. I was so hyped, Gilbert. There were some good matches. I'm gonna give you, what do you want? My top 3 matches of the night, or what
Let,
do
let,
you
let
want?
me know because I did not watch anything, so inform me.
All
Give me
right.
3.
So Charlotte Flair and Alexa Bliss. They went at it on no, actually no. I'm gonna give you I'll give you that one. Yeah. Alexa Bliss and Charlotte Flair were in a match. Alexa Bliss has kind of taken over, and I know Bray Wyatt is gone, but he's kind of taken over. She's kind of taken over that whole Bray Wyatt mysterious uh character or whatever. And Charlotte was kind of like, no, you need to go back to being the Alexa Bliss that won championships, not the one that plays with dolls. So Charlotte Flair ended up beating Alexa. She destroyed this doll named Lily, who's like basically her imaginary friend. So a lot of people think that the reason why she destroyed Lily and Alexa was left is because Alexa's engaged to be married, and so she might be spending some time with her fiance, and she's going to be written off of television for a little bit. But I think when Alexa Bliss comes back, she's going to be that contender for the championship. Alexa Bliss is very talented.
I
She's
don't like.
very good.
I did not like the whole bit with the little doll thing. That was ridiculous to me.
It's weird. It's weird, but I love Alexa Bliss's facial expressions. Like the way she's like able to do all this different stuff. I liked it. I liked her character when she was with Bray Wyatt. I thought she was kind of like Sister Abigail in a sense, but like I thought her character there was fine. But then when you put in this doll, I was kind of like,
dude. I actually followed her career a little bit when she started. She was good on the mic. She was this great heel villain, and she was winning a lot. So I don't get why they changed it.
Yeah, I don't know either. Well, they kind of wanted to bring. The thing is, she had a lot of concussions early on.
Oh,
so they were kind of like, oh, let's just put it like, let's not keep her out, because they kept her off of TV for a while. So like, you know what? Let's put her with Bray Wyatt. She doesn't have to wrestle. She doesn't have to do anything. And then now she got cleared. She was able to come back. But now it's kind of like, okay, her character got a little stale. What can we do to change it? And I feel like that is exactly why they put in this character with I think that's exactly why they killed Lily in a sense, is that she can come back, be back to being Alexa Bliss, and letting her go on and win a championship. So 100% into that. I think Charlotte, I'm kind of over her having all these like, I'm kind of like, okay, dude, like let's bring on some new talent, let's bring on new wrestlers, let's do different things. But yeah, I mean, exactly. So she's good and everything, but like, dude, come on, give other people a chance. Like, have her go chase the damn tag team titles or something. Like, let somebody else come in.
She needs a championship.
No, but okay, next one. It was Bianca Belair and the man Becky Lynch.
I'm curious about this one. What happened
versus the man? All right, so it was a very good match, man. They were going back and forth,
more than 26 seconds.
Huh? Yeah, it was a lot more than 26 seconds. But you know what's funny? I wanted to see what shape Becky Lynch was going to be in. She was all for it. They were battling back and forth. Dang. They were very good. But then Sasha Banks came in and she attacked Bianca Belair. And she's like, "Oh, you thought I forgot about it, huh? We were supposed to have this match." So they ended up fighting. And then this is the funny part. Becky Lynch gets up and she goes, "Hey, like, yeah, good job. Like, thank you for coming out and saving me. You know, I'm the champ and everything." So Sasha was like, yeah, attacks Becky Lynch and then lays her out. So she laid out both of them. I'm wondering with the WWE draft coming up, what that's gonna mean, because I know one of them has to stay on SmackDown, especially because I've heard that Fox is a little angry with WWE that they don't think the ratings are up where they should be. So I'm sure, obviously, the man's going to stay on there. Obviously, Seth Rollins is going to stay there. But I need to know what is going to happen with Sasha Banks, Bianca Belair. Are they kind of like, okay, Bianca's kind of already been through she's already kind of been through the SmackDown. Let's send her to Raw and have her go compete out there against Charlotte, because man, Charlotte and Bianca Belair would blow the roof off of that off of Raw. But that's gonna be interesting to see what happens there. But yeah, so Becky Lynch was able to retain, obviously. So that's why I'm wondering what's gonna happen and what happened. I want Sasha to tell us what happened. But yeah, so it's gonna be interesting. Moving along, Gilbert, your tribal chief fended off against the demon Finn Balor.
Really?
Your tribal chief, when they were, so this is the funniest part about the whole match. They start chanting, I think they were in Columbus, Ohio. AJ Hawk was sitting behind Pat McAfee calling the match. That was pretty funny to hear him. He's because in one of those, I think he hits Roman Reigns in the chin, and Roman doesn't go down. Roman just laughs at him. He's like, that guy has Pat McAfee goes, that guy has a chin that AJ Hawk would be happy of, because they have a running joke that AJ Hawk used to tackle people with his chin, not with his hands or with his body. So because of his, like how his chin is sculpted. So it's just funny. But so this match, the funniest part was that Columbus started chanting, "We want tables." And then Roman goes on and he's like, "You guys want tables? Yeah, we want tables." He brings out a steel chair and starts hitting Finn Balor. He's like, "You don't dictate what the tribal chief brings out. I dictate what the tribal chief brings out." So it was a lot of fun to watch these guys go back and forth. Okay, so this was the weird part of the match. So they're both laid out. They're both, because the Usos came in to help Roman Reigns out. And Roman ends up spearing Finn Balor through the barricade. They end up falling down. And so then Finn gets his magical energy when the lights start flashing red. He jumps up and he starts beating up Roman Reigns. He gets into the ring. He gets on the turnbuckle. His music's playing. And he gets ready to jump when the turnbuckle falls. Ooh. Like it literally unbuckles. And Finn Balor falls down. And when he falls down, he gets up. Roman spears him and pins him for the 1, 2, 3. Everybody's like, what the hell happened to the turnbuckle? So,
right?
I don't know. Like, everybody's like, was Paul Heyman the one messing around with it? Like, what happened? Shit. Nobody knows what happened. So obviously everything will be clear on SmackDown. But I just thought it was interesting. But your tribal chief retained again, Gilbert. He hasn't been able to lose. It really feels like your tribal chief right now is on the way up. But that is my 3 matches and kind of what to look forward to in WWE. Now Gilbert has something special for us. Gilbert, give us a little something. What do you got
for boxing? Are we going to the boxing world now?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. No, good recap, Fernando. I am up to date. I should watch it because I was very intrigued about the Becky Bianca storyline, so I should check it out. But yeah, last week after we were done recording Compas on the beat, Canelo and Caleb Plant got into a little shoving match, and we are like, man, I wanted to talk about it, but I am hyped for this fight because there's bad blood now. I didn't really give Caleb Plant a chance to beat Canelo. I still kind of don't, but I like that he's pushing his buttons. He is calling out the Reynoso family and Canelo because some of their fighters have tested positive for performance enhancement. And obviously, Canelo got in trouble with the whole clenbuterol, the tainted carne asada meat. So Caleb is pushing all the right buttons to kind of piss him off. And then, you have the shove here. You have Canelo and the white jeans shoving Caleb Plant.
You must have been proud of that, huh?
Yeah, for sure. And then the reflex from Canelo and Caleb came back to kind of give him a little
talking about the white jeans. I thought you'd be proud of him wearing white jeans.
Both, all of that. I like the little nice get up there. But yeah, they sold the fight pretty well. With that, there's some blood on Caleb Plant's eye. So, but Fernando, that weekend we're gonna be in Philly, so we gotta watch the Canelo fight and Caleb Plant. We gotta find the bar. But I also noticed that there's a big UFC pay-per-view that same night. The colliding with Canelo. It's going to be a Kobe Covington and Kamaru Usman a rematch. So it's going to be so much to watch in Philly Saturday night. And after seeing this shoving match, man, I am hyped for November 6th in a month.
Yeah, no, it's definitely going to be a good show. Man, I'm excited for that Saturday in Philly because That's gonna be a lot of stuff to watch, Gilbert. I mean, we're gonna have to be on it that night. Especially we have to find a bar that has the both things going on. Because obviously we're gonna watch both. They both probably will come out at the same time. So it's gonna be interesting.
It's gonna be like at midnight too, by the way.
Bruh, it's
East
it's
Coast
gonna
time?
be a late, and it's a 10 a.m. game for our time. So
I don't know how these East Coasters do it, man, watching fights that late.
Dude, I was thinking the exact same thing. Like, how do they do this stuff? Like, how? So it's gonna be interesting. But for right now, Gilbert, what you think we should kick it over to Dan and Dago, see what's coming up?
Yeah, he hasn't been doing nothing for 53 minutes, so come back on, Dan.
Now it's also time for the best damn segment in all of the podcasting land. It's time for Una Más. I hear Fernando has a surprise for Hilberto. And what's this I hear? Hilberto is afraid of heights? You know who's not afraid of heights? Justin Herbert. My quarterback right there. I was about to show you the back, but you already know what it says back there. It says young GOAT. My quarterback is reaching new heights every week. Come on, Alberto. Keep up because Compas on the beat is also reaching new heights. Now let's get to Una Más.
All right, guys. Now, Gilbert, I got a surprise for you. All right. You know, okay. I don't know if you like surprises. Do you like surprises?
Yeah, sure. Why not? Yeah.
All right. So if you had to choose one of these, which one are you choosing, Gilbert?
Oh, okay. Well, one of these. You're good at these crazy Una Más topics, huh? Let's see what you got.
I love these. Hold on, where is it? Here we go. Would you rather do this?
What am I looking at? What is this?
Look at the tower, Gilbert.
Oh, okay.
Look at the tower, Gilbert.
Okay. Did you just drop people on top of that? I don't understand. What kind of ride is this?
They dropped. Look at the.
Oh no! Yeah, I'm not doing that. Yeah.
Look at how much fun that is.
No. One thing you probably don't know about me, I am afraid of heights. So being that high up and doing all that, I'm good. I pass.
Ooh, look at that! Ooh.
No, you lost me. Yeah, for sure.
Yo,
where is this, by the way?
I don't know. I just saw this. Pat McAfee retweeted it, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get Gilbert with this." I'm like, I wonder if he would do it or not. But it looks like a lot of fun.
No, I'm good.
Look at that. Here we go. Watch them drop the people. Like, ooh,
No, give me the next ride. I can't do that one.
Okay, so let's stop that one. Oh my God, that was awesome. All right, next. It's not a ride, but would you rather do that or this?
Man versus 1,000 paintballs. So this is a guy getting hit by 1,000 paintballs. And wearing a shirt.
That. Look at that.
That looks painful. Okay.
Hold on, I got one more.
No,
whoa.
Painful.
Watch this. Look at him. Look at his body.
This guy's dead. And this guy's like built like Thor, and he's still in pain. Look at that.
And look, he doesn't even protect his sweet spot. He just literally like just takes them, and then he builds a shield.
Yeah, screw that. We got hit in the head a couple of times.
Yeah, no, definitely. All right. Ooh. Are you ready for the next one?
Yeah.
All right. This is the last one. Oh my God, these are awesome. This one, I think this one's gonna get you, Gilbert. Boom!
You just took a bat to the chest. What does he have like
bang?
Does he have protection on or something? What's on his chest?
So these guys are they're stunt doubles. Like they live to do all the crazy extreme stuff that actors won't do. It's his academy in the UK. But look at this. Bang!
But I want to know if he's wearing like protective gear in his chest, because
I don't know, but
if he does, I will do that one. That is the best one from the 3 terrible things you just showed me.
Look at that. Bang!
The roller coaster might be the least painful, but I think my anxiety would just kill me. on that.
Really? So you're taking? So which one are you taking?
I think I'm taking the bat to the chest, especially if he has some kind of protective gear. I think I saw that. I am not doing the paintballs. That's for sure the worst one. That looks painful. What would you take? 'Cause I'm taking the bat.
I'm taking the roller coaster.
Less pain. You're not afraid of heights, then?
Oh no, dude. For me, roller coasters are the absolute best. I love roller coasters, but obviously, you've given me a 10-minute. I still have a couple minutes, Gilbert. So I want to show you one more thing. So you're taking. So which one are you taking? The bat?
I'm taking the bat to the chest. Yeah.
What if there was no protective gear? Which one are you taking?
I'm doing the roller coaster.
We'd be on there together, my brother. We'd be on there together. I'd be screaming, man.
Out.
I get so hyped on. I love roller coasters. Like I've been. There's this one in Ohio that I really want to go to. That's supposedly like one of the best, one of the highest and fastest roller coasters in the world. So I've been wanting to go on that. That's why I was hoping that they play in Cleveland or in. I think it's near Cleveland. So I'm pissed that they're not playing in Cleveland this year because that would have been sick to go to that roller coaster. And we would have gone together. I would have rented a car and us go together because that would have been a lot of fun. But I got one more thing for you. Are you ready?
Let me see.
Yeah. What is this? What in boxing terms? What does this mean?
What does it say? I love Jake Paul.
You got the tattoo.
No, is that really Tyron Woodley's
yeah,
finger?
Look, via Tyron Woodley on Bleacher Report.
I think he's supposed to get it on his butt.
I guess, but he got it on his on his middle finger.
That looks like a ink mark, like a pen. It doesn't look like a tattoo, actually. I feel like they're lying.
Supposedly he got it.
So now they're gonna do a rematch?
I don't know. I was wondering. I needed you to interpret this for me.
Oh, I have not. I didn't even know about this. So this happened on the weekend?
Yep.
So Tyron Woodley got "I love Jake Paul" tattoo on his finger
because he wants to do the rematch. Huh?
Middle finger. Okay, he must be getting good money for the rematch that he's this desperate to fight again. I don't think, like, if you want to, like, say you get a big loss like that, you don't redeem it like by getting a crazy tattoo. I'm thinking about the money. If you give me $5 million, I'll get the tattoo. But
well, remember, he thought that he had won the fight.
No, he's delusional. He lost the fight. I don't know. It is kind of desperate too that you're playing into Jake Paul's world and his games, and bad luck for Tyron Woodley. Just take the L and move on, man. You are an older MMA guy. I'm sorry, man. Well, it didn't work out for you in boxing.
Gilbert, are we ever going to get Jake Paul on the show?
Dude, you've mentioned him every week. You love Jake Paul. So I guess I got to try one day.
No, I mean, I think it'd be interesting to get somebody like him on, see what he has to say about obviously like about the sport of boxing. I mean, is it bad that I want to take this Canelo thing further? He keeps on talking about Canelo. I want to
know. He'll get his ass kicked. He knows it.
I want to know if he actually thinks that he could go toe to toe with Canelo.
He doesn't, but he's a great promoter and he's a good salesman, and that's what a lot of boxers lack. So I love, like okay, we'll end the show with this, Fernando. When you're selling a product, you got to convince people you're actually serious in what you're saying, and Jake Paul convinces people that way. Now, you're doing a pretty good job of that when you're telling me that Patrick Mahomes is overrated, and I dared you to go.
Okay, hold on.
No, context. I'm gonna say context. You were joking because I said I dared you when we went to Q39. Would you go for how much money? Would you go into Q39 where a bunch of people wearing Chiefs gear?
It looked like a Sunday game. Like it looked like it was like the game was that day.
So I dared you go shout Mahomes is overrated. Would you do it? And you're like, yeah, I'll do it. And then you started saying the things that you would say. I'm like, wait, do you believe this, Fernando? I'm kind of actually being convinced now. So you were a good promoter in that moment.
Yeah, I'm a good promoter. I mean, I that's how I sell Compas on the beat. I'm like, hey, come over here. Like, we got stuff that you don't even know. Like, we got some good stuff cooking over here. So
I like how wordy you got when I was saying that you said this. Like, no, that's not what I said.
Yeah, no, because I didn't want you to like go spread out your lies saying, oh, Fernando thinks that Patrick Mahomes overrated. No, I know Patrick Mahomes' talent level, but you have to convince. I mean, when you told me that, I had to convince you and Pancho about what made him overrated, and both of you guys were like, oh crap, I think he actually believes it. But it was just how good I was at convincing you guys. So I thought that was pretty funny that I was able to convince both of you guys that I actually did think that he was overrated. So that was pretty funny.
Yeah. Well, Fernando, you let me go now? Are we ready?
Well, so what? There's going to be what do you think? Rematch?
For this fight? I don't really care. I guess he got the tattoo.
Does it hurt you to see boxing in the state?
A little bit, but I'm already all in on Canelo, Caleb Plant. We
There you
got
go.
Wilder Fury hopefully coming up,
Ooh.
and then I just watched a good fight between Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk. So
Hey,
we're good right now.
the guy that you interviewed, his fight is coming up, right? He got COVID after you had interviewed him. I mean, I'm not saying that you gave it to him, but
Yeah,
yeah, my bad.
Teofimo Lopez, yeah, he's gonna fight
Yeah.
with COVID too. So hopefully we're back on track with boxing.
Beautiful. All right. Well, hey guys, we got a long week. Please check out the Orange County Register and LA Daily News. This week we're going to be bringing you stuff Thursday, Friday, and Saturday because that's when the Chargers practice. Go on si.com/Chargers. That's where you're gonna find all my content. Yeah, Gilbert, I hope you didn't realize that you weren't going to be at Chargers tomorrow because ain't nobody going to be there, Chief. So it's definitely it would be a lonely place for you tomorrow if you went.
I wouldn't be surprised if somebody does show up.
Oh, well, I mean, only if it's media day, but not media day for us. All right, man. I'm going to let you go, boss, just because I know that you have a busy day, Gilbert. So for the time being, you know what? Sabes que vámonos.
Ya nos vamos, pues vámonos.